I used to sit down every January 1st with a list of ambitious goals to lose weight, save money, wake up at 5 a.m., all the things. But by week two, I hadn't just abandoned the goals, I was avoiding my journal completely because it felt like evidence of my failure. I did this for many years until I finally stopped setting goals altogether. I just couldn't handle the pressure anymore. Or maybe I lost my zest for life. Who knows? But then I stumbled on a method that changed my life. It wasn't about doing more, it was about doing less, but better. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do instead. It keeps me calm, focused, and on track without the overwhelm. And if that cycle of start, stop, failure sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, statistics show that 23% of people quit by the 2nd February of January. No, the second Friday of January, and it's called Quitters Day. That means that this year, by January 9th, most people are already done with what they want for the year for themselves. Now, I used to be in that 23%. Why? Because I wasn't setting goals that I actually wanted. I was setting goals that I thought I should want. But one year I stopped. I stopped trying to fit my life into a 10-step plan that was too much for that season of my life. Instead, I focused on one single thing, and that was fitting into a specific pair of jeans. And here's the magic, that one focus spilled into everything else. I was just buying less junk food, so I was saving money. I had more energy, so that meant that I could show up better at work. One goal created multiple wins. In this video, I'm going to help you find your jeans goal. The one small shift that fits the life that you have right now, not the life or the person that you wish you had or were. So, to make this doable, I've broken this into 3 areas: personal, financial, and professional. You don't need to do all 3, depending on your bandwidth, but let's see which one resonates with you today. A personal goal. For personal goals, I used to say that I want to lose weight every single year. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And every year I'd fail because to lose weight, I realized, isn't a goal, it's a wish. It's too big and it's too vague and it's too overwhelming when you're already drowning. So that year, I got specific. Instead of to lose weight, I wanted to fit into that pair of jeans, right? I did that by eating 3 healthy meals because that's a decision I made. That's how I'm going to fit into those jeans. And that's it. Some weeks I hit it, some weeks I didn't, but it felt doable. It felt like something I could actually control. Maybe for you, it's I want to walk 10 minutes a day, or I want to lower my blood pressure. Pick one thing that feels small enough for you to start today, right now, that will make a difference long term. And if life is running at a 10 out of 10 pace right now, pick something even smaller. This isn't about perfection, it's about survival while moving forward. Like getting dressed daily for confidence. You have to get dressed in any case. So why not do it for confidence? Number 2, financial goals. This one is hard to talk about because money stress is so personal and everyone's situation is different. But if you're lying awake at night, worrying about your money, and whether it's debt or just feeling like you never have enough of it or not knowing where it actually goes, then this is where you need to focus this year. Nowhere else. This needs to be your focus. So for this season, pick one specific financial goal, and it shouldn't be get my finances into order because that's too big. That's a wish. Rather choose pay off my credit card and name the credit card, or pay an extra $50 towards one debt and name that debt, or cut my grocery bill by $20 a week and decide how you're going to do that. So living frugally can make a real difference. So if you need practical help with this, there are so many people online sharing frugal living tips, budgeting methods, and meal planning on a budget. Find what resonates with you and start. I personally used Dave Ramsey's method to get us out of trouble way back then when we needed to. And number 3 is professional goals. This also looks different for everyone. If you're a corporate mom drowning in meetings and you're working a job you've been in for years that drains you, then maybe this is the year that you start looking for something else. Or maybe it's the year that you finally make peace with where you are and focus on finding stability and calm there. Or maybe you want to grow your career. Maybe this is the year to take a step towards that, or to set things up so that you're ready for next year. If you are a stay-at-home mom feeling like you've lost your professional identity, maybe your goal is, I want to create one system this year that makes my days easier, like a meal rotation or a laundry routine, or something that gives you back 5 minutes of your sanity. Do it. This past year, we moved from the Cayman Islands to Dubai, and I had one goal. That was to launch my business. And even though my entire life was upside down and uncomfortable, I managed that goal because it was only one goal that I had to focus on. This simple and specific approach changed everything. It was sustainable and achievable. And in that season of my life, it gave me some hope that I will not live through that uncomfortable season forever. Now, one more thing that I did that year that helped me was that I chose a word for the year. That year, when I wanted to fit into that specific pair of jeans, my word was jeans. When I'd reach for chocolate in the shop or wanted a second helping after dinner, I'd just say to myself, jeans. It reminded me why I was doing it. Now this year, my word is going to be steady. That's how I want to show up, steady, consistent, and not perfect. When I don't feel like walking my 10 minutes, I just say steady. And it brings me back to what I want for myself for the year, my goal. Maybe you want to choose a word too, something gentle, something that reminds you of what you're working towards, not out of shame or pressure, but as a quiet reminder that you're choosing yourself this year. It could be your goal itself or how you want to feel, like strong, calm, free, or loved. Doesn't matter. Whatever speaks to you. And here's what I want you to hear. You don't need 7 goals to have a better 2026. You need 1 or 2 small, specific, realistic goals that fit into the life that you're living right now and will move you towards the life that you wish you had. And deep down, you already know what those goals are. You've known all along. This is just permission to finally choose them. Because that year, I stopped trying to be perfect and I started trusting myself to just take the next right step. That's the year that everything changed and just clicked together. So tell me in the comments, what is the one small goal that you are choosing for yourself in 2026? I've linked this free goal setting cheat sheet below to help you map out your goals. I will be referencing this throughout the year. It'll be linked down below. Now remember, a vision is just a dream until you build the habit to support it. If you want to see the specific simple habits that helped me regain control of my life and finances when I was at my lowest, then click right here to watch this video. I walk through the practical steps that actually worked. You've got this. I'll see you over there. Bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.